Draw time! Today we're drawing Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime is like my favorite Transformer of all time, leader of the Autobots, and so let's go. I'm gonna start with I gotta come up with kind of an action-y pose. Maybe like my favorite action-y pose. Looking up here, he's got his body right here, and he's got one ready to jump, you know what I mean? One leg, I guess it's got to come more like this. Okay, and then the other one is down like this, and then his arm is like this. Thumb, 1, 2, 3. I guess this isn't really an action pose, this is like a crouching kind of a pose. Okay, it's a really messy pencils, that's okay. I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger so that I actually take up the whole page. Okay, and this time too, I think I'm actually gonna do 2 pencil layers. So there's our general sketch of the pose. And now I'm gonna try to draw Optimus Prime's body. I was considering doing this by memory because I played with Optimus Prime a lot as a kid and I kind of know what his body looks like. But then I was like, meh, why would I do that when I can just look at a reference image and get all of Optimus Prime's most important features on there. So this is obviously the front of the semi. Kind of comes in like this, like that. It's got the bumper, which kind of doubles as the waist plate, a wheel. Then you got these big old leg parts. Oops. Okay. This. Nice. It's got kind of cool feet. I remember this from the toy. Okay. Then. And the reference image that I'm looking at doesn't show how the joint works, but I've played with enough and built enough Gundams to know kind of how to fake a joint, because the angle that the reference I'm looking at does not have the joint. Okay, then his arm, and this is another kind of a cool thing. So it looks like this arm should come down straight like this, and then this one should actually be up. Just judging by the way that I've drawn the body like that. So go like this, arm, and look at that. I've managed to cover up that joint where I was gonna fake. So that's kind of a nice little side, nice effect of that, I suppose. Okay. Didn't waste too much time on drawing the joint because I ended up covering it up with the arm. There's the semi thing. Okay. Oops. He's got these lights on the top. And okay. And then of course Optimus Prime's head. It's gonna be looking up this direction. And I always draw heads too big, but luckily drawing digitally I can just shrink it down after. Kind of got this thing, kind of has these 2 side antennas things, and then comes across like a little hat, and then diamond, or like that, and then he's got this thing, kind of like a chevron. Okay, and that hat, again, I'm always really bad at drawing like Japanese style robot heads. I don't have enough studying of what a samurai helmet looks like to get them to look exactly right. But right now we'll just leave it like that because it is a sketch layer and we can add more details later. Okay, so this arm I'm gonna put like this. Okay, and that. And then his fist comes like this. There we go. Big blocks that will add and make it look better as we go. Smokestack or exhaust pipe or whatever they're called. And then okay. This is going to be another one where you're going to be able to tell who it is. But anyone who's like a Transformers purist is going to be like, you didn't do this part right. And that's okay, because I'm just trying to have some fun drawing. Okay. Okay. That's pretty good for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, tell your friends, and make fun art. Okay, now we're going to ink, and we're going to start with the helmet. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to start with the body, because I feel like the helmet, I don't really like how it looks, and it's probably going to take a lot, so I don't want to get too hung up. Let's start with the body. So, comes up, kind of making a 3D rectangle here. The top of the truck's box. Back like that. One thing that I noticed in Transformers is that they like to break their own, like metal doesn't stretch, but in order to make poses more dynamic, the artists don't really care too much to keep metal from stretching. And in fact, I think the cool looking Transformers, they kind of stretch, and then illustrations where it looks a little less dynamic, that's what they've done, is they've kind of followed the rules of how metal works a little too rigidly. My goodness, my tools are not behaving at all today. Okay, there we go. And so I plan on, I'm not gonna be too strict about it. It will be bendy. There we go. Okay, then it looks like it kind of juts out a little bit like that. Nice. Okay. There we go. And three little, one on each side, I guess, kind of like that. And that's the outside one, and then horizontal lines for vents. Not a vent, but like a, I don't know what that would be called. Now it looks like I'm kind of fudging that a little bit. That's okay. The windows are next. And then we make those some depth. And then they actually pop out a little bit. So I'm going to just outline them again. Like so. Pretty neat. And they got little bumps in front of that. And I'm just gonna add some more lines just to complicate it a little bit. There we go. Okay, then we can add these little lights on top. One in the center. Not bad. Okay. From the side here, it looks like I'm gonna go like this. And then back. Okay. The bumper slash waist plate kind of comes out actually in front at this angle. It bends down. Okay. And it comes down, down, and then and then across. It's got a square here, which I'm assuming is for a license plate. But Optimus Prime doesn't need no insurance. Okay. Okay. There we go. And then there's a tire, which goes right here. There we go. My circles are giving me grief today too. My goodness. Put some texture to that. Okay. Then we have the leg, which shoots out like this. It's going to be coming out in front. And like that. And it looks like on this drawing, from this angle, they don't even bother to show how it's connected. So I'm just going to add a thing like this, and then draw some lines on it so that it looks like it's some sort of stretchy hose or something. Okay, then it flares up like that. And then there's a couple little bumps at the top. I think this is looking pretty cool. Okay. Then we gotta add the blue part. And the blue part is going to go like this. Big square starting here. I think what I'll do is I will add a part like this. This is me now making up what I think it would look like. I think it would be a big sort of a joint. Kind of looks like that. And kind of comes across like that. Alright, and actually it probably needs to cut into this line. So let me just go like this instead. There we go. Oops. Okay, like that. There we go. That kind of makes a little more sense mechanically to have a hinge. Even though that's definitely not in the reference. But the angle that I'm looking at, it wouldn't show that anyway. So sometimes you gotta be inventive. Again, person with an Optimus Prime toy growing up, like myself, is gonna be satisfied with this. A person that has like watched every single movie and cartoon religiously, and has watched, I mean the cartoon though, like they don't even draw them the same from panel to panel, so by panel to panel I mean like frame to frame. Like those original Gen 1 cartoons were pretty abysmal for consistency. Okay, so this needs to be angled down, because it's kind of shaped like a wedge, like that. And I guess you probably, from this angle, wouldn't see the bottom of the foot, so that's good enough for now. But I gotta add the details on the side of the wedge and on the side of the leg are the wheels. Oops. Nope. There we go. When I was teaching an artist in residency at a school, which was so much fun, people noticed that I make a lot of sound effects when I draw. The kids there were kind of bugging me about it. I think you have to make sound effects, or at least I do. It's just something that happens when you draw. Each shape kind of has its own sound effect, right? Okay, that's looking okay. There's a fender that looks like it comes, oh, and then there's also cylinder here like this. Okay, circle, cylinder, bring it around. One more time. Circle, cylinder, bring it around. There we go. And looks like it's got a couple lines in there like that. And on this one, I'm just gonna go like this. I'll put an X there. Okay. Looking pretty sweet. I'm gonna save it really quick. They say you should save as often as you have time to redo it, and I don't have a lot of time to redo this if it gets screwed up. So, okay, then time to do an arm. I'll do this one first. Start with the rectangle box. Okay. So I just got my basic shape here, and then I'm just going to start adding the complications onto it in the order that it makes sense to do it. I think it needs to be a little thicker, like that. Again, one of my favorite parts of drawing digitally is that it saves a lot of time. And the way that I like to work to do my inks on the fly, you can't really do that with pen and paper. You have to plan your sketch layers better, but I don't do that very well. Okay, Autobot logo time. Okay, so that's like bam, little bump up, down, down, in, down, in, down, in, like that. Okay, there we got the chin, nose, this comes down like that, triangle, this comes down like that, and then we got the eyes, and this is like obviously a pretty horrible Autobot logo, but it's a pretty small detail in this drawing, and not bad, it looks close enough. Okay, then this starts at the bottom, this smoke pipe cylinder, and it goes up to the top of the arm. Oops. Like so. Okay, and then the pipe shoots up like that. Okay. Then we have circles. I always thought it would have been cool if they would have made these into like machine guns, but they didn't. For some reason, they're just there. Okay, not bad. Okay, then this arm. are gonna go like this. And again, I'm faking the joint a little bit because I have enough Gundam models to know how the toys kind of work. And as a kid, I remember how the joint worked on the toy, but we're just gonna go like this. We're gonna put a circle there. Beautiful. And if it were a Gundam, I think that's how it would work. Then this comes up, in, and down again. Like so. Then on the top, there is more needless complications. So a little one like this. And I mean, it's not needless, it makes it look cool, right? Especially I like when my drawings get complicated because I don't use like a thin line, I like a thick line. And so then having complications make it look pretty beefy. And a lot of people like drawing with thin lines, but I'm holding out for the day that thick lines with variation in line width come back in style. Will it ever come back in style? Probably not, but I'm holding out. And maybe it is in style, maybe I'm oversimplifying what's kind of in style, but I think anime has made like a fixed line width really kind of standard across most art styles. Okay. There we go. That looks pretty cool. I have a tangent here. I'm gonna just fix it a little bit. Tangent is, as best as I can understand, where two lines that shouldn't meet and it makes the shapes not as clear or awesome. So it's good to avoid those wherever you can. Okay, here's the one arm. I'm drawing the arm first because this arm ends up covering up a lot of the leg that I have to draw last, so might as well save myself some time here. Okay, so arm, another arm here. Come on, there we go. Joint, okay. I guess this is what they would call a superhero landing, this pose, right? That's what the kids these days are killing it. Okay. So it looks like the little wedge is on the back of his forearm. It comes like that, which means that these complications are on the front, like it is, sir. I'm also going pretty fast because I only have like half an hour to make these videos, and it looks like we're at the 25-minute mark, which means that this will be the longest draw time I've done yet. I thought it'd be a quick one, but I guess I forgot there's a lot of details when it comes to drawing Optimus Prime, but I don't know, that's okay. Sometimes with art you have time, sometimes you don't. Today I have time because today happens to be my day off, but I have a meeting coming up here pretty quick. Okay. Okay, these hands are adequate, and it looks like he's got a panel on the top of his hand. It kind of comes like this. A lot of Gundams. I keep saying Gundams, but Japanese style robots are kind of often built in the same way. Like they share similar principles of design, which I appreciate because generally they've thought through how a giant robot would actually work in real life, which I think is pretty neat. And even though Transformers is an American franchise, it was based off of, they just ripped off it, not ripped off, but licensed and then rewrote a Japanese cartoon. And so it's funny, as a kid, most of the IPs that I really enjoyed ended up being all ripped off of Japanese cartoons. Yeah, like Power Rangers, Transformers, Samurai Pizza Cats, so many different ones. And then all of a sudden when I got to high school and discovered anime, it's like, it's no wonder that I liked it, because everything that I was watching already, Jungle Book, everything I was watching already was all just like repurposed anime. with the exception of maybe like He-Man and stuff like that, or some of the other like Hanna-Barbera style cartoons. But most of it that I really enjoyed got into, I think there's one called like, oh man, Bots Master. I'm not sure if that one was a Japanese one or not, but that one was really cool too. Power Rangers. Maybe I'll draw Power Rangers next time. Oh yeah, if you have anything you'd like me to draw, be sure to post it in the comment to this or any other of my other videos, and I'll add it to my list. I think coming up at some point is trains. My Instagram friend Anna, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, Anna, by the way. I realize I've never actually said your name. I've just been Instagram buds with you. But anyway, she wants to do trains at some point, and that is on the list. But today was Optimus Prime. Okay. Alrighty, let's take a look at that without the pencil layer. I kind of really fudged this back leg a little bit. Do I want to fix it? I want to add some more details so that it doesn't look like it doesn't belong in this drawing. Can you tell my patience with this drawing is starting to wane? Okay, yeah, there. Okay, now of course all we're missing is Optimus Prime's head, which I think is going to be the hardest part for me because I suck at drawing Japanese robot heads. But I'll try my best on a new layer. Okay, so let's start with the circle. Let's start with the circle. No, I don't need to start with the circle. I have the ink. Okay, let's start with the cap, the top of the head. It's got a cap, and it has on it this little jutty uppy part, but it actually goes like this. Okay, and then it goes bimp, 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 and then it goes up and down like that. Okay, and then there are pointy parts on this side of the cap that come around like that and like that. Okay, I'm gonna do the eyes absolutely last. Then it seems to come down like this. Okay, got this section on the side of his head like this that shoot up into sort of antenna, I guess. I don't know what you call them. I don't think they're antenna. I feel like on armor they would be like, what would they be? Considered like ear protection. Okay, then he's got kind of these angled cheeks. Come on, eraser, let's go. There we go. Eraser, eraser cheeks. Kind of down like this. And then this chevron part, I think that this needs to come back ever so slightly. Okay. And then I probably should get a higher resolution reference to see what the details are supposed to look like, but I think that's pretty good like that. Okay. Come on. There we go. I think I need to reboot my iPad because my pencil is not doing and behaving how it normally behaves. Okay. Not horrible. Not exactly right though. So here's how I'm going to fix it. I'm going to go edit, transform, free transform. Oops, wrong layer. Edit, transform, free transform. I'm just gonna skew it a little bit. Make it look a little more like it's supposed to, or at least how I would like it to. Okay, then I'm just gonna add some. Make it look like it belongs a bit in the actual drawing. Optimus Prime is robotic beefcake, so I gotta, you know, make him look a little beefy. Nope, this is in the wrong spot. You're always measuring what you put on one side against the other side so that it kind of lines up a little bit. Man, I still don't like this stupid head. I could never get the heads looking right on Transformers. Close enough. Okay, there's my Optimus Prime. It was pretty fun to draw. Coloring and shading and everything, it kind of adds a lot. Like even with the helmet color, I don't hate it quite as much. Although, maybe next time I would take a little more time on that helmet. But I'm out of time. Today's drawing took about 45 minutes to make, and so thanks so much for watching, and I hope you had a good time. And again, if you want me to draw anything, just make sure you put it in the comments, and I'll take a crack at it when I get a chance.